Hey guys, welcome back to Chapter 1, Part 2 of Hank the Cowdog. Let's find out what happened to that murdered chicken. We trotted up to the chicken house, and Drover kept jumping up and down and talking. I found some tracks down by the creek. I'm sure they belong to the killer, Hank. I'm just sure they do. What kind of tracks? Coyote. We reached the chicken house, and sure enough, there was the hen lying on the ground, still dead. I walked around the body, sniffing it good and checking the signs. I noticed the position of the body and memorized every detail. The hen was lying on her left side, pointing toward the northeast, with one foot out and the other one curled up under her wing. Her mouth was open, and it appeared to me that she had lost some of her tail feathers. I'm beginning to see the pattern. What? Tell me. Hank, who did it? Not yet. Where did you see those tracks? There weren't any tracks around the corpse. The ground was too hard. Drover took off in a run, and I followed him down into the brush along the creek. He stopped and pointed to some fresh tracks in the mud. Here they are, Hank, just where I found them. Are you proud of me? I pushed him aside and studied the sign. Looked it over real careful, sniffed it, gave it the full treatment. Then I raised up. All right, I've got it now. It's all clear. Those are raccoon tracks, not coyote. I can tell from the scent. Raccoons must have attacked while I was out on patrol. They're sneaky, and you've got to watch them every minute. Drover squinted at the tracks. Are you sure those are raccoon tracks? They sure look like coyote tracks to me. You don't go by the look, you go by the smell. This nose of mine doesn't lie. If it says raccoon, you better believe there's a raccoon at the end of those tracks. And I'm fixing to clean house on him. Stay behind me and don't get hurt. I threaded my way through the creek willows, over the sand, through the water. I never lost the scent. In the heat of a chase, all my senses come alive and point like a blazing arrow toward the enemy. In a way, I felt sorry for the raccoon, even though he'd committed a crime and become my mortal enemy. With me on his trail, the little guy just didn't have a chance. One of the disadvantages of being as big and deadly as I am is that you sometimes find yourself in sympathy with the other guy. But part of being head of ranch security is learning to ignore that kind of emotion. I mean, to hold down this job, you have to be cold and hard. The scent was getting stronger all the time, and it didn't exactly smell like raccoon I'd come across before. All at once I saw him. I stopped dead still, and Drover, the little dummy, ran right into me and almost had a heart attack. I guess he thought I was a giant raccoon or something. It's hard to say what Drover thinks. The raccoon was hiding in some bushes about 5 feet in front of me. I could hear him chewing on something, and that smell was really strong now. What's that? Drover whispered, sniffing the air. It's a raccoon. What do you think? I glanced back at him. He was shaking with fear. You ready for some combat experience? Yes, he squeaked. All right, here's the plan. I'll jump him and try to get him behind the neck. You come in the second wave and take what you can. If you run away like you did last time, I will sweep the corral with you and give you a spanking you won't forget. All right, let's move out. I crouched down and crept forward, every muscle in my highly conditioned body tight and ready for action. 5 feet. 4 feet. 3 feet. 2. I sprang through the air and hit right in the middle of the biggest porcupine I ever saw. Uh-oh. I don't think it's a raccoon after all. That is the end of Chapter 1, Part 2. Join me for Chapter 2 when we find out what happens to Hank after he attacks the porcupine. Bye, guys.